I was 17 when my mother told me not to come home. Not because I'd done something terrible, not because I'd failed, but because my sister wasn't comfortable. Her exact words were calm, controlled, practiced. "Don't come home this weekend," she said over the phone. "Your sister doesn't want you there." I actually laughed at first. I thought it was temporary, a cooling off period, a dramatic overreaction that would pass. It didn't pass. My older sister had always been the center of gravity in our house. If she cried, everything stopped. If she was stressed, plans were canceled. If she was insecure, someone had to shrink. Usually me. She didn't like that I was independent, didn't like that teachers praised me, didn't like that I got a scholarship to a university she'd been rejected from. The night the acceptance letter arrived, I remember holding it in my hands, shaking. I thought my parents would be proud. Instead, my dad's first sentence was, "You know how sensitive she is." Sensitive. That word followed me everywhere. At dinner, my sister barely spoke. Later, I overheard her crying in her room. "She thinks you did this on purpose," my mom whispered to me in the kitchen. "Did what?" I asked. "Applied there." I stared at her. It's a school. But in our house, everything was competition. Everything was personal. By the time I left for campus, things were tense. When I tried to come home that first weekend, my mom called me before I got on the bus. "Maybe stay there," she said softly. She's still upset. Upset about what? My existence? I stayed. Scrolling through social media that night, I saw photos of them at dinner. Smiling. Laughing. My chair empty. No one mentioned me. The next month, it happened again. Maybe not this time. Then again. It's just easier. Easier. That word hurt more than anger would have. I wasn't being punished. I was being removed. Quietly. Strategically. Holidays became negotiations. If she's overwhelmed, maybe skip Christmas. She doesn't want drama on her birthday. Let's just keep things peaceful. Peaceful meant without me. I started packing lighter when I left campus for breaks, because most of the time, I didn't go home at all. Friends would ask, "Why aren't you visiting your family?" I'd smile. "They're busy." I never said the truth, that my presence disrupted the balance, that my success made someone else insecure, that my parents chose comfort over fairness. One night during my second year, I called home anyway. I missed them, missed the kitchen table, missed the smell of my mom's cooking, even missed the arguments. My sister answered. There was a pause when she heard my voice. "You're not coming here, right?" she asked. It wasn't angry. It was territorial. "This is my space now. Your space. The house I grew up in. The bedroom I painted myself. Reduced to something I had to request access to. I hung up without arguing, because arguing required someone willing to defend you. My parents never defended me. They explained her. She's fragile. She feels replaced. She just needs time. Time passed. Nothing changed. Eventually, I stopped trying to fit into a home that kept reshaping itself around someone else's emotions. I built a new routine, new friends, new traditions, new version of myself. If they were willing to exclude me to protect her comfort, I decided I wouldn't beg for inclusion. Years went by. My sister got engaged. I found out through Instagram. No invitation, no call. When I texted my mom, she replied, "It's just better this way." Better for who? I didn't ask. I just replied, "Okay." And something inside me shifted. Not anger, clarity. I stopped seeing myself as the unwanted daughter. I started seeing myself as the unnecessary compromise. Then, years later, I got engaged. The proposal was quiet, beautiful, certain. For the first time in my life, I felt chosen without conditions. When we set the wedding date, my fiancé asked gently, What about your family? I paused. They'll get an invitation. Not because I expected warmth, but because I wanted no loose ends. I mailed it myself. Handwritten address. Simple. Respectful. 3 days later, my phone lit up. Mom. I stared at the screen before answering. Her voice wasn't excited. It wasn't emotional. It was tense. We need to talk, she said. And in that moment, I realized something had shifted. For the first time in years, I wasn't the one asking to come home. Backhand index pointing right. And this time, I wasn't the one about to be excluded. We need to talk, my mom said. No congratulations. No, I'm happy for you. Just tension. I'm listening, I replied. There was a pause. Then, you can't invite your sister. I almost smiled. She wasn't invited. Silence. What do you mean she wasn't invited? My dad's voice cut in. He was on speaker. I mean exactly that, I said calmly. The invitation was for you, not her. That's cruel, my mom snapped. Cruel. Interesting choice of word. For years, I said slowly, I wasn't invited home because she didn't want me there. That's different, my dad said quickly. How? She was going through something. I let the silence stretch. So was I. No one responded to that. She says seeing you get married will upset her. My mom continued. It'll feel like you're winning. Winning. Like life was still a competition only one of us was allowed to succeed in. It's not about winning, I said. It's about boundaries. My dad exhaled sharply. You're putting us in an impossible position. I shook my head, even though they couldn't see me. No, I'm giving you a choice. My mom's voice softened. If she doesn't come, we can't come. There it was. The line they'd drawn my whole life. Her comfort first. Always. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't argue. I understand, I said. You do? My dad asked, surprised. Yes, I understand that you've already chosen. Silence again. Heavy this time. You're tearing the family apart, my mom whispered. No, I said gently. I stopped letting myself be the piece you removed to keep it together. They weren't used to this version of me. No pleading, no defending, no shrinking, just clarity. If you want to be at my wedding, I continued, come as my parents, not as her guardians. And if we don't, my dad asked, then I'll still get married. I said softly. That landed, because for the first time, my life wasn't orbiting their approval. My mom tried one last time. Can't you just make this easier? I smiled to myself. I finally did. They had no idea. This wasn't revenge. It was the first time I wasn't asking permission to exist. They didn't come. No dramatic phone call. No last-minute apology. Just a short message the morning of the wedding. We hope you understand. I read it once. Then I put my phone away. Because this time I did understand. When I walked down the aisle, the seats on their side were empty. And, for a second, I felt it. The old ache. The old question. Why wasn't I enough? But then I saw my fiancé waiting for me. Steady. Certain. Chosen. And something inside me settled. Love isn't supposed to feel like a competition. It isn't supposed to require you to disappear, so someone else can shine. The ceremony was peaceful. No tension. No careful conversations. No shrinking. Just joy. Later that night, as the music played and people laughed around me, I realized something quietly powerful. I hadn't lost my family that day. I had simply stopped auditioning for a role they never intended to give me. Their absence didn't ruin my wedding. It revealed the truth. I was never too much. I was just inconvenient. And I'm done making myself smaller for someone else's comfort. They didn't lose me. They lost access.